You're like a circle that floats around me, keeping me safe and sound. And when I fall, you tied a rope to me. You're blessing me every day. I was down with an illusion, like a sparrow with broken wings. But now I shine with your reflection on me. I'm getting back up on my feet. That you showed up was written in my palm. You are a statement, explode like a bomb. I get to push myself to victory. You make me winner. You cut me loose and set me free. You make me win in every way. You showed me how to spread my wings.
Big wave.
Want to start it over?
I guess. I don't know.
Go for it. I think we're having some technical difficulties this morning. We may have to start it over, Mayor. It's doesn't seem to be going out to Facebook.
Oh, it came over mine.
I think we're having an issue. Maybe it's the fundraiser has come back to haunt us and hacked our feed this morning. Magnolia, do you think we just want to start it back? Do you need to relaunch live stream, or how do you need to do that?
Yes, I think I'm going to. You know what? No, we're live right now. We are live on Facebook. Look at that.
How about that? Hey, I hope everybody's had some fun watching us through our technical difficulties. It's all for you this morning. It's all for you. Good morning, Mayor. Good morning, Jackson.
Good morning. He said hello. Okay, he said hello to you.
Jackson, what are we doing this morning? What's the name of this show called?
Brewtiful Morning?
Yeah, Brewtiful Morning. Sometimes when I'm at preschool, I do Brewtiful Morning there.
You go to preschool and then you're going to do your own Brewtiful Morning show there?
Yep, and Gigi won't drive the big car because her hip came out a joint, so.
Well, Jackson, we appreciate you. Yeah, we're here. We're live.
Okay, good morning, everybody. Jackson and I say happy Brewtiful Morning to you on this 22nd day of October. And thank you for being with us. Thanks to Magnolia and Doug for getting us online, getting us out to everybody. Thank you for joining us each Friday morning at 8:30 as we try to bring something to you that's going on in our community. Jackson and I have to leave early because he still has preschool going on today, and I get to take him to school along with Gigi. So thank you again for joining us and be with us each Friday morning. Doug, I'll turn it over to you, let you roll with it.
Well, good morning, everybody. It's a beautiful morning. It's a beautiful fall morning out there, and we just appreciate everybody being live with us week after week here on Friday mornings. It's so fun to just kind of share some good news about what's going on in our community. I'll tell you, look, we had thought we were going to go out in the field today, we were going to treat this like, WSPA out of Spartanburg, and Magnolia is going to be our executive producer from the studio, and we'd have a road show. But if you were on when we first kicked it off, you can tell we had a few technical difficulties. So who knows? Maybe that was the fundraiser still, having some issues. Because I think, Magnolia, in the Roots of Hope Dinner Challenge, the Rutherford Roots Community Garden representative, yourself, was the big winner in the Roots of Hope fundraising challenge, right?
Yeah, I just put up the numbers and I am at a solid $1,300, and the fundraiser is at $495. So
$495. Wow. So the mayor's got to run. He has some other commitments this morning. So you're stuck with the Doug and Magnolia show. And we did have a few different things to kind of go over this morning, but starting off on the Roots of Hope dinner, you've heard us talk about that now for quite some time leading up to tomorrow's event. And I know that the ticket sales have closed, and being able to enjoy a fabulous meal prepared by the hands of many and organic practices is probably out of the question, but you can still have some fun with the Roots of Hope Harvest Dinner. So Magnolia, tell us a little bit more about the actual event, because this is really something that you guys have put your heart and souls into, and it was meant to be a community gathering, and now you've kind of found a way to overcome that.
Yeah, so at the very beginning, we were wanting to have like one really big long table and we could all share a meal together. But, with COVID, we've kind of had to rethink that. So that's how we kind of came up with the idea of having like the meal to go. But we wanted to create that sense of community after. So we have a live broadcast that we're going to do, still trying to create that sense of community in just a kind of different way. But you can join us on Facebook on the My Rutherfordton page, the Ruffton Roots page, and Blue Ridge Hopes page, and just tune in. We have, I think, 3 hours of packed fun that we're going to be broadcasting. Doug is actually one of our MCs, so we're really excited about that. Also, Travis from Blue Ridge Hope is the other MC, so it's just going to be a night of like nonstop dad jokes. But I promise, like we'll get through it. But it's going to be a lot of fun. We have like a bunch of skits that we're going to show and just talk about like our organizations and just create that sense of community in a different way.
Yeah, and it's totally interactive too. So we're going to be using StreamYard platforms. So those that are familiar with StreamYard, and with it just being us this morning, if you're out there watching and you're curious about anything, the nice thing about this platform is, you've seen, I think we've already seen Ginger and a few others drop some comments. Your comments are real time for us to see there. So drop morning. Ask us questions. We're happy to answer those. But I am excited about the Roots of Hope dinner. I know we've talked a lot about it, but it's a huge fundraiser. The goal for tomorrow night is to raise $10,000. That's going to be $5,000 over to Blue Ridge Hope, and to kind of support what they're doing for mental wellness, for holistic wellness, and just overall peer-to-peer support and counseling in our community for those that either can or cannot afford that, but still have, are going through probably the worst part of their lives, or feel like they're going through the worst part of their lives. And where's the hope there? So they're doing excellent work in our community. And then also our Rutherfordton Roots. I mean, you could use all kinds of puns and dad jokes, and I blame it on my kids. And if it wasn't for the kids, it wouldn't be dad jokes, right? So, but what's growing over there, what's coming out of the ground, I could go on with other, again, puns there, but to see what's been able to happen with a motivated group of volunteers at the Rutherfordton Roots Community Garden, and these funds are just going to continue to multiply the yield of the harvest for years to come. See, I just keep dropping those puns in there, wow. Magnolia.
Look at that.
But it's going to be a fun time. It really is. So I encourage you that if you're looking on your social calendar and there's just not a whole lot out there for tomorrow night, come join us live. Come learn a little bit more around mental wellness. Come learn a little bit more about Blue Ridge Hope and their outreach. Learn more about Rutherford Roots and see how you can get involved. I know the fall is coming, but there is still an exorbitant amount of work around the garden and around planning for 2022's growing season. So there's always a way to get plugged in, no matter which one of those areas that you're curious about. So it's going to be a fun time. It really is. And like I said, the goal is 10,000. Where are we at? Where are we at now, Magnolia? If we had like a status bar, you could round.
Well, right now we're at almost $4,000. So even with just ticket sales and just the donations that people have given already, like we're great. Like I'm so happy with this number. So I'm really excited about going into tomorrow night.
Yeah, and like I said, you're going to get to learn a lot about the two organizations, learn about their outreach and how that works. So I've heard about some of these skits that we're going to be emceeing. I've heard about some of these commercials and the tear jerkers that are there. But it's all going to be in good fun. And Magnolia is right. There's going to be some dad jokes. I'm going to try and keep it to a minimum. I'm trying to mix in my dad jokes to just some good comedy. So I've heard that there's going to be an appearance from the fundraiser. Many of you that have watched the show from week to week know about the fundraiser. I think his feelings are hurt. I heard something around the fact that he didn't truly believe that Give Butter was real, but we're not going to spread that rumor.
And I will go ahead. What?
Spread the rumor. Give Butter. Come on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You haven't had your coffee this morning.
It feels like a Monday morning, but I will go ahead and drop the link to our Give Butter to where that we'll also have it streamed there. Or if you feel generous, you're welcome to drop a donation there too.
Switching gears, a couple things we want to cover this morning is next week is a busy week too. So Friday the 29th, next Friday, we'll be doing two major things here in town. First and foremost is our vaccine clinic will be back. So drive-through vaccine clinic free down at Public Works, 230 North Cleghorn Street. We are the host site for the Community Health Council and Rutherford County on that. And you'll be able to drive through. They have access to all three vaccines, so the Pfizer, Moderna, and Johnson & Johnson. I know there's been news released this week around the Pfizer boosters, or the Moderna booster shot. So if you're curious about your Moderna booster or your Pfizer booster, they'll be available there. Please bring your vaccine card because all of the information will be around the vaccine card. They don't want to give you the Moderna if you had the Pfizer, so we want to make sure we keep that right. Or just take the one shot and go for the Johnson & Johnson. Do what's best for you. Do your own due diligence research. Good morning, Doris. Good morning, Doris Crute. And so that'll be from 2 o'clock in the afternoon until 6 o'clock at night on Friday the 29th. And then they will be back again that next Saturday morning, the 30th, from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. So cannot tell you how critical it is enough in our community when we really, like Magnolia said, we've had to take an event that you've probably seen pictures of this everywhere, where you've got this beautiful long table down the main street and the entire community is together fellowshipping. That's what Roots of Hope dinner is. That's what year one of Roots of Hope is. Year two, we hope to have that big long table. And we're going to have to do that in a manner that's safe and effective, irregardless of personal views. The medical environment has shown that vaccines do work to help limit the spread of COVID-19. So with that, definitely check us out for our vaccine clinic. It's drive-through. Heck, last time we had a couple folks walk through. It was a beautiful day. They parked, they walked through. You can walk. It's fine. It's not McDonald's. We'll serve you. I know that McDonald's won't serve you in the drive-through if you're not in a vehicle. Look, we'll make sure you get your shot. And then also that day on the 29th, Friday the 29th, we have our drive-through trick-or-treat. So many of y'all participated in that last year with our photo booth and all the really cool pictures online for the cars that came through full of ghosts and goblins. So pack up your kiddos. That'll be from 4 o'clock until the candy runs out. Now, that's critical, until the candy runs out. There's been years when the candy runs out at 5:45, and there's been years when the candy runs out at 6:15. So it's hard to tell. Make sure you're there. The line is going to start coming southbound. So you're going to go up Main Street, kind of turn around, and you're coming south. So you're going to pass the courthouse first. You're going to wave over at the fine folks at the nutrition hubs. That's kind of the way you're coming. And you're going to be headed south. On the same side of the block as the courthouse, Main Street Market, Main Street Ice Cream. So you're on that side of the block. You're headed south, and there'll be a couple of stations down Main Street right along the sidewalk for groups to be giving out candy. So definitely want to be there for that. Roll your windows down, stay in the vehicle, and we've got pre-bagged candy that will be handed through the vehicle to your ghosts and goblins. So Going to be a really fun time. I've heard of some really unique outfits. I don't know if you want to drop some hints, Magnolia, but it's not going to be bananas because last year it was bananas.
But just this year, it'll be worth it to come see it in person. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, you're going to want to see this. And I want to say this too. The 29th is also another big day too. So the 29th is the last shift for one of our firefighters. Many of you may know Assistant Chief Tim Lovelace. Tim's been with the town for 30 years now, and the 29th is his last official shift with the Rutherford Fire and Rescue Department. He will be there giving out candy. So treat it like a drop-in for Tim too. Come by, thank him for his years of service, and let him know that we appreciate him. We appreciate you, Tim, and congratulate you on your years of service with the town. The 29th is going to be fun. How about that? Trick or treat landing on your last shift. So that's going to be really neat. And I want to thank all of the businesses. Yes. Thank you, Mandy from Kid Census. You'll need to be on the opposite side. So I know that Leanna from RTR and Magnolia are working on business locations, and they'll get all those out to everybody next week. But I want to thank all of our businesses that have stepped up to the plate for trick or treat so far. I know we've got the Sheriff's Office, First Baptist Church, I believe Main Street Market, I think Main Street Coffee and Ice Cream, Kid Census. Help me out, Magnolia. You're working on the list too.
Those are and then we have like RPD, the fire department, town hall. We're all going to be stationed along the route, just handing out candy. So if you are interested in passing out candy, please reach out to town hall so we can go ahead and get you written down in a spot to hand out candy.
Broad River Water Authority, I think they're going to be giving out candy. Yeah, maybe water too. Who knows? But yeah, it's going to be a fun time. And like I said, in all seriousness, we congratulate Tim Lovelace on his retirement that day. How fun to kind of end out 30 years of service with just giving back to the community in a fun manner. So thanks, Tim, for being there for the trick or treat. So that was kind of the major things that we wanted to hit this morning. I know normally when we come live for Brewtiful Mornings, we're on for a little while. And one of the things that I think we've not done in a hot minute is really just allow some questions from the field. So if you're out there watching this morning, drop us a line. Help us get a little engagement going this morning. And we started this kind of kicking back while we're waiting for folks to drop in. What's in the cup, Magnolia? It is Brewtiful Mornings. We used to say what exactly was in the cup.
I wish I had a cup. I don't have anything. I did not have time to go get coffee this morning. So we're on the show.
No. Well, this is, I'm going to totally ruin it. This is I'm just going to say it's the new roast from Small Town Coffee Roasters. Is delicious.
Speaking of new roasts from Small Town Coffee Roasters, we will have some additional items for sale at the Roots of Hope dinner, including a special Blue Ridge Hope blend. So I know those bags will be, I think, $12 a bag, but I sat in Blue Ridge Hope the other day just smelling the coffee beans because it smells so good.
Oh, I do want to drop a couple of kind of breadcrumbs out there for our viewers, because our viewers on Brewtiful Mornings, I want to thank y'all. We're kind of going into the Thanksgiving season, and it's been really refreshing to hear the good news that sometimes we only share some things here on Brewtiful Mornings, and you wonder, how far the reach is. And it's been really refreshing to hear the word of mouth, pass through from Brewtiful Mornings. So thank you. I want to share a little bit of good news, maybe prematurely, maybe, Sarah Ross, our library director, is going to slap my arm for this, but the Norris Library has been awarded a grant to help fund a full-time librarian dedicated towards outreach and youth services and engagement. So starting probably today, you're going to see a job advertisement for a new staff member here with the town in our library, thanks to a wonderful grant and a gift that we've been given to help cover those costs for at least the next 2 years. Yes, thank you, Connie. The vaccine boosters will be administered at our Public Works facility, which is at 230 North Cleghorn Street. So down on North Cleghorn, our new Public Works. That'll be on Friday the 29th from 2 o'clock in the afternoon until 6 o'clock that night. And then again on Saturday the 30th from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. And they will have the Pfizer boosters and the Moderna boosters. So all that'll be there. So thank you for asking, Connie. Good to see you. Hopefully you've been well. But yeah, so Norris Library is going to be adding a staff position, and we cannot be more excited. I know Sarah and the team over there and Cindy have some great ideas. You know, we're always pivoting. We're trying to find ways to do stuff in a safe environment, and having somebody dedicated towards even video production now to go with our STEM kits and have those on a YouTube channel. Some one-on-ones. It's gonna be a really fun time, and I'd like to just kind of talking out loud here, Magnolia. We've got another huge event going on with the library coming up in November, and I think it's going to warrant a Brewtiful Mornings coming up pretty soon.
Ooh, I'm excited. Okay.
Yeah.
Are we going to be in the field for that one?
Ooh, I think we should. I think we should start that. And I apologize to our viewers that we're looking forward to a good morning of shenanigans out in the field, but we had a little technical difficulties and the fog. It's just not good lighting this morning. We don't have that kind of lighting equipment.
You know that we made it big time whenever, you know, we worry about the lighting.
Yeah, exactly. Well, a couple other things to note. We will drop the comments in the link here as we're live or as we wrap up. But want to thank all of the sponsors, and I want to thank the 15 men and women of our Rutherford Police Department. They have worked their tail end off this year, working through the community and with the community for their Shop with a Cop. And they have been blessed with an exorbitant amount of gratitude and gracefulness and generosity towards Shop with a Cop. And so the applications for the Shop with a Cop are now live. So if you know somebody that may be down on their luck this year and Christmas may be something that's going to be of a struggle, reach out to us, reach out to the Rutherford Police Department and the administrative team over there. I know they shared that, I believe, on their Facebook page yesterday. We'll drop the link in here. I know it's on our website under Police Department. So if you go to www.rutherton.net, click on the Police Department, and there's a page specific to Shop with a Cop. And we have paper applications here at the office. Come by, grab one of those. They are going to be able to serve a wide number of children in our community this year. So I want to thank them. That's on top of their day-to-day tasks of keeping our community safe and responding to calls, stopping the truck traffic on Main Street. They have really gone out of their way to use their connections and to partner with the community to provide a service that really caps off the year. It warms everybody's heart when we can make sure that everybody has a wonderful Christmas season. So that's there. Magnolia, thank you for dropping the link in the comments. I want to thank Chief Engel, Lieutenant Holland, Sergeant Gilbert, or Lieutenant Gilbert, sorry, Rick. Lieutenant Gilbert, Master Sergeant Uten. I know those four guys from administration have really worked their tail off, and there's a whole cadre of folks behind them, and we thank all of them. Why do I get this feeling that like the fundraiser is going to just pop in? It's just too quiet this morning here on Brewtiful Mornings.
I hope not. I haven't been prepared. Oh. Well, if you're just tuning into Brewtiful Mornings this morning, I just want to put another plug out there for the Roots of Hope Harvest Dinner event tomorrow. So if you didn't buy dinner from us, you're still welcome to watch our live broadcast on Facebook through My Rutherford 10, the Ruffton Roots Facebook page, and the Blue Ridge Hope page. And Dot is just getting ready, so I'm excited.
Dot, you be easy with those ham steaks and those yams.
Yeah, we've been in the kitchen since Wednesday evening prepping for like the dinner and everything. So we've been working hard, mostly Dot with the ham steaks, but I'm sure we'll post pictures of that at some point.
And did you post any pictures of these ham steaks? They're locally sourced, right? Let's talk about the ham steaks.
Yeah, they're actually from Vandal Farms up in Lake Lure. So I went on Wednesday and picked them up, and y'all, they are the size of my head. Like
they're the size of two of your heads.
I guess
you were holding it up in that one picture, and it was like, way down here.
Yeah. Let's see. I did take a picture. Granted, like I know that my hands are like pretty small, but like it's massive. These ham steaks are huge. So.
And their stuff from up there is delicious. They've been a longtime vendor at Rutherford Barnes farmers markets. Their sausages are amazing. I've never had their ham, so I'm really excited about that.
Well, they have the maple breakfast sausage that is like to die for. So I know these ham steaks are going to be good.
Yeah, if you've never had that in your life, you're missing out.
Dot is a character. Oh. So we've been brining the ham steaks and apple cider for the last day, a little longer than a day. So it's about to be really good. So
let's talk about maybe the last thing. I say that, but we'll find something else to talk about. Our committees have been busy this week, and the Rutherford Redevelopment Commission had their meeting earlier this week. Last night, the Recreation Committee had a meeting. We'll be having another meeting to kind of follow up on some items out of that. But our committee work has been very busy. I know RTR, Rutherford Town Rising, had a meeting this week. Let's start there. So right now, Rutherford Town Rising has a grant application out thanks to Duke Energy. If you are a small business in our community, if you have a brick and mortar location in and around Rutherfordton, and you are a true small business and operated and owned here in town, there's an opportunity for you to apply for a grant right now through Rutherford Town Rising for up to $2,500 to help you pivot and innovate around new business practices that you have thought through that would help you increase your bottom line sales because of COVID-19. So what a great opportunity. If you've had that entrepreneurial spirit, you've had that innovative thought, but maybe just the day-to-day monotony of running your business has kind of held you back. Maybe in the rising price of our economy, the margins just aren't there for you to drop an extra $1,000 right now to have that idea move forward. Apply for the grant. It's a non-matching grant, super easy application, take you about 5 minutes max, maybe let's say 7 if you got slow internet or you took a phone call or you served a customer in the middle. I don't know if is it something we can maybe just drop the comments on that too?
Absolutely.
We'll drop in the comments, but what a great opportunity. Thank the board over at Rutherford Town Rising for applying for that grant and for spreading that out in our community. But share that with folks that ask small business owners in town. And I want to say this too, as a plug, I'm on the RTR board and so is Magnolia. If you've not been paying attention to the news and kind of the cycle of where we are right now, I encourage you this year more than any other year to shop local for your Christmas and holiday giving. Our small businesses are the backbone of our local economy. And with the pandemic and with shipping issues, buying online is not the answer this year. Supporting our local businesses and buying unique one-off gifts or gift cards, or like you said, small town coffee roasters, or heck, just some Larry's coffee from Main Street Coffee and Ice Cream. Buying something like that, it's the thought is in the gift, and the thought of that, let's not get hung up in that online sales model, and let's support those that are pounding the streets here and keeping our community moving, and that's our small businesses. And so I just encourage you to give them some love this year, help them through the probably one of the hardest business years of their existence. So I just encourage you to do that.
And I know that it may be a little early to start talking about this, but me, Doug, and Leanna, the RTR executive director, are going to sit down next week and talk about how we can start the Wrapped Up Rutherford 10 like Christmas sales again. So kind of combining all of the amazing local finds that we have here in Rutherfordton into a box and make it even more accessible for you all to purchase them and pick them up. So maybe you're still a little bit leery about getting out with COVID, with the rising numbers and everything. And so you can shop them online, pick them up in like a drive-through style, limited contact and everything, but still really support our local businesses.
And so in other committee news this week, like I said, the Recreation Committee met, and we are looking at a 2022 PARTEF application. That's big. That's a huge state-funded grant for Parks and Recreation. And so we're looking at an opportunity to do some improvements over at the Norris Recreation Complex. Many of you followed that through during 2020 on the planning phases through the task force that was set up to kind of help steer the community's direction around the former golf course and now the Norris Recreation Complex. So that's going to be exciting. We're going to have a series of community meetings around that as we apply for the PARTEF grant in the spring. And the Rec Committee is going to kind of be taking the lead on that. And then we're also the Rec Committee and the Redevelopment Committee, Commission, Task Force, all very important groups. I joke around that, but we couldn't do any of the work that we're doing without the volunteers that serve on these committees and boards. They are going to be hosting a joint meeting in the Fairview community around some community investments, kind of the first phase of community investments coming out of the Redevelopment Commission, and a grant that we received from the RHI Legacy Foundation to do some refurbishments and improvements at 2nd Street Park. So cannot be more excited around that work. And there'll also be a meeting in the New Hope community around some infrastructure improvements and kind of, you want to talk some, I'm stealing your thunder, Magnolia. Go for it.
It's fine. No, we're really excited about the grant that we got from RHI Legacy, and the Redevelopment Commission really wants to support the Recreation Committee whenever they start making decisions about 2nd Street Park, because the Redevelopment Commission's been consistently meeting with community members in that neighborhood, and we just want to make sure that their voice is being heard. And then we are wanting to meet with the New Hope community again, just to be like, hey, we chose this as the urban redevelopment area, and this is what it means, and this is how we're going to move forward, and this is some of the stuff that you all wanted that we're already working on. So it's just really exciting to kind of get out with the community and work with them and make things happen, and be that driving positive force of change in the community. So,
and I think we can actually say the words this morning. So I received the grant contract in my email just before we went live with Brewtiful Mornings. So I think we can safely say that we genuinely appreciate the Dogwood Trust. Many of you know Dogwood. Dogwood is the trust that was formed in the sale of Mission Hospital. We want to thank them for a grant for the work that the Redevelopment Commission is doing to the tune of $175,000. Let me say that one more time. We thank the Dogwood Trust for a grant that they are going to be awarding the Redevelopment Commission to the tune of $175,000 to begin their investment into our community. So we cannot be more excited about that. And you'll be hearing a lot of information. We talked in our meeting earlier this week that this is really going to be the springboard that takes us to the next level. So we are beyond delighted for the groundwork that committee has set. I talked about how important these committees are. They set the foundation for future success, and you're starting to see the fruits of that pay off in today's announcement.
I'm so excited. I'm glad that we were able to like actually start talking about it.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Thanks, Doris. It's gonna like I said, it's the springboard. I mean that is a lot of money to begin some impactful redevelopment work. Impactful money.
Yeah, and it's really exciting because if we didn't get this money, all of that work to start doing like the inventory and like the nitty gritty of the redevelopment commission was going to fall on Doug and I. And good Lord, we have a lot going on. So it is just amazing that we're able to be able to get some help with actually getting that work done.
Yeah, and so it's the way it's kind of set up. There'll be some professional assistance, obviously some administrative assistance, but there's also funds set up for action, for assisting where we can, working through the committee, through the housing plan that'll be established, kind of the redevelopment plan, implementing that, some infrastructure and some true on housing stuff too. So trying to go through piece by piece and look at blight and how do we really address that? What tools now do we have at our what tools does this now open up in our toolbox for the redevelopment commission to engage in? So it really is going to be exciting work. And to me, when we've had these community meetings and as we've got to learn more about kind of the deeper connections in these communities, it's rewarding to hear what our community is saying and to be able to put together this coalition of volunteers through our redevelopment commission and those volunteers to move ideas forward. And that's really what this is all about. Whether it's our Parks and Rec committee, whether it's the redevelopment commission, whether it's Rutherford Town Rising, whether it's the Norris Foundation Library Board, whether it's our trust fund, whether it's the planning board, historic preservation commission, our town council. I will be remiss to say that this is an election year, and right now early voting is open every day from I believe 8 to 5. It's open next week, and then voting day or official election day on November the 2nd, and the official voting place or all the early voting is over at the Board of Elections on Fairground Road. And then the day of, on November the 2nd, is up at the County Annex, 289 North Main, at the county office building. So I'd be remiss, but all of this starts with them. All this starts with those that want to give back to our community. And we have lost a good number of volunteers for so many different reasons over the last year and a half during COVID. And I'll tell you, if you're interested in serving the community, whether it be at the community garden, on a day-to-day, maybe you have 2 hours to give and you want to help Dot with her yams, go help Dot with her yams. If you got more time to give and you want to serve on one of our boards and committees, please let us know. Talk to somebody that's on one of those boards and committees. They can tell you how rewarding the work is. But we can't do it without you. We can't serve a community without the community in action. Then I'll get off my soapbox now.
I'm not seeing any other questions come through. So
That's code for I think it's time to end Brewtiful Mornings.
we got Roots of Hope tomorrow. I have a
I
lot
know.
to do this morning.
I know. I'm working on my dad jokes. I'm trying to do some one-off dad jokes. It's gonna be a cornucopia of time.
Y'all pray for me, please.
Oh.
Thank you, Christine. I'm really excited too. So can't wait to work tomorrow with the Roots of Hope stuff. So thank you for volunteering to help out.
Yeah. All right, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Friday afternoon or Friday afternoon. Be sure to join us live tomorrow. Thanks, Kim. Hey, all right. This is a first. Kim, I hope you're still watching. If many of you may or not know Kim Nichols and her husband James are the masterminds behind Yellow Sun Pints and Pizza, which is right behind our office here. And so we get to smell every afternoon beautiful pizza being cooked. So, Kim, what is this week's special at Yellow Sun? It's going to take her a minute because if I know Kim, there's got to be at least 4 or 5 toppings. So this is going to be this isn't going to be a fast turnaround. So if y'all don't know this, right behind us here, Yellow Sun Pints and Pizza. They have an amazing selection of pizzas, but every week they come up with a different kind of weekly special. And I'll just say it's the craziest collection of toppings to put on a pizza. You would never sit down. I almost wonder if sometimes Kim takes like a bowl and just puts all the ingredients in there and just like magically pulls them out. I don't know. But she truly is a mastermind when it comes to this thing. And she puts these pizza toppings together and comes up with these amazing pizzas. So I'm curious to know what this week's weekly special is. Oh, see what I'm talking about? Pears, blue cheese, bacon, not out of the microwave, mozzarella, arugula, and balsamic. That has got to be the best fall pizza I think I've ever heard of.
You know, Doug, I think we should just get one for town hall later.
Sounds like lunch. Yep.
Wait, I thought they're
not. I kid. 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock until they're sold out, just like the candy. 4 o'clock until we run out. Yellow Sun Pints and Pizza, 4 o'clock until their dough runs out because it's so good. I mean, they can't make 100 things of it. I mean, when we're talking like true handcrafted dough and handcrafted pizza like that, dinner only. Yeah, we should have known, Kim. We get to smell the vibes coming over every day at lunch. And anyway, we kid, but we love you guys. And I think we should get one of those pizzas though.
Yeah, and even if like pears and blue cheese aren't your thing, they have, what is it, like the grape one, the grape.
Oh, grapes and goat cheese.
Y'all, so good.
And if that's not your speed, they got one with the King Daddy that has barbecue pork. Well, it's not got barbecue sauce, but pulled pork, jalapenos, and tell you,
I'm hungry now.
You should be. All right, we're going to get off here before we maybe get in trouble. We've got a lot of work to do for the Roots of Hope dinner. I want to thank Magnolia personally for the work that she's doing on the Roots of Hope dinner. Thank you to Blue Ridge Hope, who has partnered with us to do the Roots of Hope dinner, and all of the volunteers. Y'all, there have been so many folks. We've seen a couple of volunteers that have tagged in this morning. We kid a lot with Dot Abrams. Many of you know Dot and Lindy Abrams, who've been working fearlessly in the community garden. We thank them for what they're doing. But we want to thank all the volunteers that are helping raise these funds. You're going to learn a lot more around what these dollars are going to go to tomorrow night during the live event. But as we lead into tomorrow night's event, there's been an exorbitant amount of work done by Magnolia, by Addie over on the Blue Ridge Hope side. And just want to thank both of y'all and thank all the volunteers behind you.
Absolutely. We really could not have put this event together without all of our volunteers. So I'm really thankful. And that's on like the Roughed and Root side and Blue Ridge Hope side. So I'm really excited. And I really hope that everybody tunes in tomorrow to watch the event.
See that? Good morning, Allison. Might be late to the party, but you're here. She's probably well caffeinated.
Probably. They got a whole coffee bar in Blue Ridge Hope. They're good to go. I think we need a coffee bar here.
It's like 7 steps up the sidewalk to Small Town Coffee Roasters and like 14 to Main Street Coffee and Ice Cream.
I'll just try to get to work earlier then.
All right, let's close this out. Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Brewtiful Mornings. Thank you, everybody. Allison, we'll see you soon as we put together stuff for Roots of Hope dinner. Thank you, everybody, for joining us live. Seriously, we appreciate you every week. Reach out to us. We'll be dropping comments later today on our social media feeds on our Scarecrow winners, too. So be on the lookout.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody.